First Saturday night of a new season, the second meeting of a home-and-home in the Battle of Ontario at Scotiabank Arena on Hockey Night in Canada. After Ottawa kicked off its new season with a 3-2 victory on Thursday night, let's meet the starting goaltenders. And what a performance by Anton Forsberg 2 nights ago, the first star. His 46 saves, the third highest in Sens history. And at the other end for Toronto will be Jack Campbell. He made 10 straight stops in relief of injured Peter Mrazek. And Campbell so far has made 41 of 42 saves in 4 periods of work. And there's Alex Bishop. What could be going through his mind on the biggest night of his hockey career?
Those eyes tell a story there, don't they? And you know the nervousness for the team. Sheldon Keefe said, though, you don't ever worry about the backup when you're getting into a game, but this might be one where it's kind of in the back of your mind.
So we're underway, the third line for the Leafs. David Camp along with Andre Kasha. Pierre Engvall start against Nick Paul with Shane Pinto in the middle and Connor Brown on the right wing as the puck stays in the Ottawa zone. Here's Engvall, who had a starring role on the opening night win against Montreal. Not so much on Thursday night.
No, what you'd expect here is maybe a little bit more robust start here. The Maple Leafs in the 2 games, their biggest complaint has been their start to the game. First period hasn't been their best. They look to try to change that during this one.
Highest scoring team in the first period last year. Ottawa started with 3 first period goals 2 nights ago as Artem Zub sends it ahead. Batherson onto the near side. Here's Stützle playing it back to Zub, and he'll flick it wide of the net. Shabbat moved up, bumped by Marner, and the puck out to center ice. Around it goes, and off the stick of Stützle down into the Leaf zone. Batherson's stick came up on Jake Muzzin, who took a number. It'll be kept in by Zub. Muzzin trying to kick it loose, and here's a look for Tierney across, and that shot whipped just wide by Batherson. The first good chance goes to Ottawa.
I think Liljegren in his first game and his first shift might have got a piece of that one as well, but what a cross-seam pass to create that play.
So Liljegren in for Justin Hall tonight. No changes for the Ottawa Senators as Rasmus Sandin gets it back from Travis Dermott. Alex Formanton on the ice. He had the game winner for Ottawa on Thursday night and seems to be at his best early in his career when he plays against the Toronto Maple Leafs. William Nylander shovels it in. Alex Kerfoot behind the net. Kerfoot looking for his first shot on goal of the season. Back to the line, and there's the first shot for the Leafs on Anton Forsberg.
Well, one thing that you saw a lot of on Thursday was shots. 48-36 were the shots on goal. How about this little pass? Fake like you're going to shoot, go right across. What a great play by Liljegren. There wasn't much he could do. He couldn't close the gap on Batherson to get there, so instead made sure he got his body, then chipped it up, and might have saved the goal there early.
Was thinking that Justin Hall was in that spot with a similar block with an empty net in the opening game of the season on that 5-on-3 penalty kill against Montreal. Jason Spezza digs in on the draw and wins it against Logan Shaw. Pass down for Sandin, scores! Tipped in front. Looked like Wayne Simmons, and the Leafs have the lead.
Execution off faceoffs, always critical. You've got a right-handed shot in Spezza as he pumps. He's able to get that one alive. Good job, though, Bunting keeping it alive, but it's Sandin shuffling down the side. Nobody comes out and takes him away. Watch the delay by Mete. Doesn't get his stick in the lane. What a pass right through the legs, and then the tip in front. Simmons has inside position. This is what Kyle Dubas sees and thinks about this young player in Sandin, being able to be a heads-up, offensive-minded player, and he does all the work. Simmons in the right position and an early 1-goal lead for the Maple Leafs.
2:12 the time of the goal. The first time this season the Leafs have the icebreaker. They were 25-6-3 when scoring first last season. Forsberg out of the net, and he'll send it ahead. It'll be kicked in inside the line by Amadio. And now Ottawa out through center, and Mete leads them in. Parker Kelly, who scored his first NHL goal in his first game against Toronto, on the ice, along with Zach Sanford and Logan Shaw. Zub with an outlet, and now out at center ice. Shane Pinto trying to get loose. Nick Paul will follow up. David Kemp for Toronto. Engvall hands it off, and Morgan Riley to the attack over the line with Kasha. Sliding through for Forsberg, and he's going to have to hold on. Wayne Simmons has a new little routine in the warm-up. He gets a little inspiration from his daughter, Corey.
No better feeling in the world as a dad to have a look. Look at the inside position. Spezza's got his centerman Shaw dealing with him, and nobody takes Simmons inside. A nice job of Amadio getting on that draw too to clip it back, and the D do their work to make that one possible.
Face off the Ottawa zone, won by Tavares, and it's Marner sending it back to the line. Nick Ritchie also out for Toronto as Tavares cycles it to the big winger. Gets it back to Tavares, and now Marner off the cycle, back to Liljegren at the line, looking for a deflection, and that was out of the reach of Tavares and played out to center. Third line for Ottawa on the ice, and each of them scored in the season opener. Marner in, and he just fired that wide, and Tavares missed the tip on the doorstep.
Yeah, that was sort of a shot pass, wasn't it, as Marner at the last second. I think Tavares was trying to turn, didn't quite get there in time, but a near miss there in front.
Stützle winds it up. Thomas Chabot to hit at center as Ottawa completes a change. Dermott will loft it back in, gloved down by Forsberg. Nylander was on the charge forechecking, but Ottawa moves it ahead. Thomas Chabot right through, and it goes to Campbell, and he'll hold on.
This Ottawa line able to get a couple of chances at one end, but Marner just wheels himself in the neutral zone, gets a little head of speed, tap, 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 wants it, delays, and then, yeah, he thought he'd be able to get that one right off the stick, and just a little bit of a miscue. It'll be interesting to watch DJ Smith with the matchups here, is not having last change, and here every time Pinto's line has come out, Sheldon Keefe has had the Kerfoot line against them.
Pinto with the veterans on the wings, Brown and Paul, as it comes back. And that shot by Nick Holden floats over the net.
This line for DJ Smith last game played 20 minutes each. Brown played the most of all the forwards. Nick Paul played the second, and the young centerman played the third. So he likes the matchup game with them defensively, and they're a pretty responsible group.
Yeah, Brown and Paul so reliable, and that's a nice way to insulate a young center iceman who might have been the best player for Ottawa in the Senators training camp. Now Bunting on the forecheck, trying to take it away from Josh Brown. Comes loose for Connor Brown at the line, kept in by Riley, and Forsberg could have hold on to that.
JackpotCity.net. Casino games perfectly made for you.
Well, game one for DJ Smith, you know, the big win against an arch rival. He said he loved his team offensively, thought the legs were really going for his group. But as every coach would say, when you give up 48 shots, just need to be a little bit better defensively, have to take care of our own zone a little bit more efficiently.
On this draw, the face-off won by young Josh Norris. Ottawa through center and into the Leaf zone. Batherson kicks it back to the line. Nikita Zaitsev shot off target. And now Michael Amadio comes back. A lead feed for Spezza. Jason Spezza back across. Amadio in front. Stopped by Forsberg with Simmons on the doorstep. And this fourth line for the Maple Leafs almost doubles down early. It's Spezza again. That shot wide of the net. Amadio's got it. Simmons back to Spezza. At the line for Riley, back to Spezza, and that didn't miss by much. And boomerangs back into the Leaf zone.
Well, how about Jason Spezza turning the clock back this start of the season? Got a goal and assist against the Senators last game. He was the key face-off win on the goal earlier, and he made a heck of a play that almost ended in another one.
Spezza now 28 points away from 1,000 in his NHL career, and 686 of those came as a member of the Ottawa Senators. Zub ahead too far for Logan Shaw, but Shaw's going to try and take it away from Liljegren. Neat back heel by Jake Muzzin. Alfonso Davies' inspiration there, and it led to the charge down the ice by Toronto.
And the hit that Sanford was trying to make on him, he was anticipating it, and he kind of gave him a bounce back, and Sanford went a little awkwardly back to the Ottawa bench.
Thomas Chabot in behind his own net, the former St. John Sea Dog and teammate of Alex Bishop, who's on the Maple Leaf bench. As it's fired around by Holden, in behind the net. Sandin tied up there by Ennis. Bumping along the boards, Tierney trying to work it loose. Tierney sends it through the blue. Chris Tierney scored for the second straight season opening game. Last year it got off to a good offensive start with 3 goals in his first 4. Ritchie flips it, looking for Marner, who comes up with it in the Ottawa zone. Marner for Tavares. And that was blocked by Tierney. Alex Formanton on his off wing. He's watched by TJ Brody. Tavares in to help out. Sheen Pinto arrives and he works it loose. Feeds it back for Mete. Shot. And that's shrugged away by Campbell. Now Morgan Riley through center. Here's Riley over the line. Sliding it through for Nylander and back across. Ottawa trying to take off, but it's held in there. Good keep by Kerfoot. Now Nylander, Kerfoot in front, scores! First shot of the year for Alex Kerfoot. Hits the back of the net.
Sheldon Keefe mentioned today he needed more out of Kerfoot. He hadn't found that he's got his offensive game together. This is just about keeping the puck in. 3 Ottawa Senators do a flyby and the puck stays down low as Bunting absorbs the hit. It's the hands of Nylander that got in there. Trying to go D to D was Pinto from the corner to the D behind, and now Mete is late getting there, and that one just slides underneath the arm of Forsberg there. He little late to react, tried to squeeze the elbow in, and Kerfoot right in the slot all by himself makes it a 2-0 game.
Well, such a great playoff for Alex Kerfoot in the opening round last year with 6 points, scores his first of this season, and he mentioned this morning that their line had to be better even with William Nylander being as effective as he's been. There's young Alex Bishop. We'll have more on his remarkable story when we come back.
Skip the dishes. Order all your game time favorites now. Well, who isn't hungry for a chance to be in the NHL? Alex Bishop from the University of Toronto backing up Jack Campbell. He had no choice but to be a Leafs fan growing up in Richmond Hill. His dad, Richard, was a die-hard supporter. When he was 6 months old, Richard would have Alex on his lap watching Leaf games, teaching him how the game works. His mom, Gay, said today one of Alex's first words were, "Go Leafs, go." His parents in the building tonight, still trying to make sense of all what they're watching here tonight with their son, Chris.
Well, he's been in the Quebec League with St. John, the Quebec Ramparts, Val-d'Or, played in Summerside PEI, former Newmarket Hurricane, Milton Menace, Hamilton Red Wing, and tonight he's a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Pretty amazing story, isn't it? Great moment for him and the family.
There's a centering pass and a puck back to Norris, and the starting goaltender for the Leafs, Jack Campbell, will hold on.
Well, good read by Campbell there, and this line has been the most dangerous for the Ottawa Senators in this game. They had the good chance early on, and this is good persistent play. Rebound comes right back around, and on the other side was Stützle, but a good job of Campbell in his typical fashion, giving the tap of the shin pads to Liljegren there after he made the save.
I wonder if it's in the back of Jack Campbell's mind that there's a young guy who's an amateur who's never had a minute of NHL experience sitting on the bench behind him.
You can't really be thinking about that. You know, that's usually when bad things happen. I did like, though, in warm-up, he took time, and he actually spent a little time talking to him out in the neutral zone and making sure his experience was good.
There's Stutzla, and it knocked off his stick. Engvall turns with it. Pass for Camp, broken up by Norris. Now David Camp sends it in behind the Ottawa net. TJ Brody advanced, but now he'll return to his defensive position. And that pass too far for Batherson. An icing call against Ottawa, and we've got a penalty too being called. Tom Shivslevsky and Ghislain Hebert are the referees tonight.
You got a lot staring at each other. It's the Maple Leaf bench, penalty bench, that is going open, and there's your culprit. He was in the bench as Pierre Engvall. It's just coming back, and right here on the forecheck, does he get into the hands? Oh boy, he's got one hand on the stick. You know, when you think of last night, the way the Thursday night game ended with John Tavares at the lift of the stick, that one's one that I know Sheldon Keefe won't be very happy about.
Everybody was worried about Rule 59 cross-checking. Rule 55 apparently has been the nemesis of the Maple Leafs so far. They were upset with a couple of booking calls.
Well, here's where your power play's just got to take advantage of it. And, you know, DJ Smith was saying that he liked what his power play was able to do. Here's the end of the game. In a one-goal game, just coming back, you be the judge. As Brown, Tavares said, he just lifted his stick, maybe got in the hands area, but that was the arm up, and that basically ended Thursday. But here, an early opportunity and a power play that went 1 for 4 on Thursday for the Ottawa Senators. A really good opportunity to get yourself right back into the game.
DJ Smith thought his power play looked dangerous most of the night. Quick clear by the Maple Leafs.
The guys that you probably want on for this one were just out there, as that Norris line had just finished a long shift. So we'll see how long this unit stays.
Pinto over the line. Kerfoot unable to gather that. Mete will get things organized. Victor Mete back into the corner. Now Morgan Riley will get there first. Around to Marner, off the ledge, held in by Mete. Marner works the boards against his old teammate Connor Brown. Pinto, far corner. Back to Mete, returns to Pinto. Out of the reach of Brown. Sanford crashed in there, and the Leafs get a second clear and a minute gone in the Engvall minor.
That was a good play by Riley. Absorbed the hit as Sanford was trying to knock him off, but he just bounced off it and was able to get to the puck first.
Thomas Chabot out there now to quarterback the power play. Stutzla on that left side. Tyler Ennis. He was credited with the power play goal that went in off his arm on Thursday night. Kicked in at the line by Chabot. Gets it back from Norris, shooting, tipped in front, and the Leaf found it. The Nylander gets the clear.
What a great play by Chabot there, anticipating that errant clearing attempt. Got it quickly towards the net, but a nice job coming back and defending the front of the net by the Leafs defender.
15 seconds remaining in the Ottawa power play. And Amadio breaks up an attack. Ennis played that inside the line, and offside is called.
One good chance coming towards the net. You got 3 Ottawa Senators in position. Is just a good read here by Chabot with the quick foot back to the side, right back to the top of the point. A triangle in front. There was a 3-on-1 there, but David Kampf did an excellent job of supporting back and making sure he got to that rebound before the Senators' 3 could.
Leafs win the draw, and Spezza will send it down. Engvall getting ready to return. It was a slashing call. It was a one-hand slash, not a one-hand hook on that penalty, which is done. And the Leafs still up by 2 with 8:42 left in the opening period.
Maple Leafs was their starts. They've been outscored 4-1 in the 2 games, and that was sort of their bread and butter last year, scoring first and scoring often. And here in this game, a couple of good plays to keep the puck alive, one off of a face-off, and then that one out of the corner from Nylander to Kerfoot makes this a 2-0 game.
2 on 48 shots on Thursday, 2 on 4 shots so far tonight. Veteran Nick Holden sends it down into the Leaf zone. Campbell shovels it around to Marner, neatly for Tavares, and he'll flip it inside the line. Ritchie after it in the Ottawa zone. Logan Shaw reversing it. Josh Brown ahead, looking for Formanton, and that's icing against Ottawa. We'll get ready for a great night, starting with Heartland. Then it's the Great Canadian Baking Show and A Suitable Boy tomorrow, starting at 7 on CBC and CBC Gem. Alex Kerfoot and Logan Shaw ready to duel on the draw. And the Senators control. Mentioned no changes to their lineup, so Michael Del Zotto yet to make his regular season debut as an Ottawa Senator. Parker Kelly upending Riley, and that gets a response from the crowd. But they play on, and a lead feed for Nylander on this left side, and an offside call.
Yeah, after the last penalty, as they watched it on the screen, I think rightly so, as Riley was just going after the puck, got a little bit of a push from behind, but you know, it's been a good start for the home team, and you look in a game like this, he kind of lost his balance there as Riley was trying to turn quickly, and Kelly, as he does so effectively, trying to pressure him there. For DJ Smith, though, just get some traction back, get some offensive zone time, and this has been the line that has the ability to do it for him here early.
Hit down the ice by Kasha and back the other way right on Jack Campbell, who sends it to center. On to Engvall. Inside the line, and Kasha steers it to the corner. There's that matchup you talked about, the camp line out against Batherson, Norris, and Stützle. Won't be long before it's Batherson, Norris, and Tkachuk.
The question is it tomorrow or is it Thursday? My bet would be Thursday, but you never know.
Engvall with a one-hand pass to Kasha. Liljegren with a blast high. Engvall, Kasha sends it back along the boards, and now here's Stützle with speed. Got a step. Stützle, and that off the post. Off the stick of Campbell. Chensu right on. Jack Campbell with another stop at that dangerous dash by Tim Stützle. Now Amadio comes back. A game-winning goal in the preseason against Ottawa. Played back in front, a bouncing puck. Rasmus Sandin centers. Simmons unable to come up with that. Handed off to Amadio, and it's tipped wide off the stick of Simmons in front. What a good opening period for this Leafs fourth line. Back the other way, Pinto. Connor Brown. And that shot ramps off the stick and onto the screen.
Well, one of the difficult things as a young defenseman, especially when you're caught flat-footed, with the speed of Stützle. Watch, Liljegren turns to the inside. That allowed Stützle to get to that outside quickly, and with one hand was able to sort of ride that one up the stick of Campbell as he gets in tight, can't get both hands there, and you can see Campbell tried to poke it, almost poked it up and off the bar and in, but instead off the post and out.
Stützle with a dozen goals last year. A bit of a surprise, 11 of the 12 on the road. His only home goal, his first in the NHL, and that game against Toronto. Pinto back for Shabbat. Ritchie disrupting things. And Rasmus Sandin hounded there by a couple of Senators, but able to maintain possession to get it to Tavares and out. Too far for Marner. That's icing Toronto. Well, welcome to the Hamilton East Animal Rescue Strays, the new comedy series, Tuesday at 8:30 on CBC and CBC Gem.
Chris, I like the fact you get that icing. You got a tired Tavares line. He goes right back out with Norris. You get an offensive zone face-off on your strong side to try to get something offensively out of the ice.
Dermott and Sandin have been out a while as Josh Norris gets control. There's Batherson. He's able to shrug off the check from Sandin. Holden across. Shabbat to the net. That goes wide. Batherson taken down. Ritchie leans on Nick Holden, who's advanced. Gets past Holden, and Ritchie out to Marner and redlining in to start the change. Thomas Shabbat with an Olympic Team Canada berth in the back of his mind this season. Out there on the ice is Nylander. Plays it to Bunting. Those two both credited with assists on the Kerfoot goal that made it 2-0 Toronto. Now here's Ennis. And Sanford with a shot. Tyler Ennis gets it across for Tierney. Back around for Ennis. At the line, Zaitsev. Ennis will try and cycle it back to TJ Rhodey. Rhodey there to disrupt things. Puck stays in, and Zach Sanford tries to play it in front. DJ Smith thought Sanford had his best outing as an Ottawa Senator after struggling in the preseason. Looked good when the lights came on to start the new season.
And you see there, he's just trying to be as aggressive as he can on the forecheck, use his body effectively when he can, and that's something that he does add to DJ's lineup.
Jake Muzzin back. Around it goes, and a hang ball pass rink wide for Kasha. Andre Kasha a race there. Strong play by Nick Holden. Back the other way, Shaw too far for Holden. Muzzin back to collect it. Up for David Camp. Camp down in the Ottawa zone, and Pinto starts back. A move on Spezza, but lost the handle. Rasmus Sandin played it behind his net. Off the board, Zub will hold it in the zone for Ottawa. Amadio with a shoulder check. Moved it to Simmons, but Simmons knocked down, and that's a penalty. Cross-checking call coming up against Ottawa. So that's Rule 59. And a cross-checking call on Thomas Shabbat.
Made some changes to his stick. He got the chance to use Ryan Dzingle's stick at one point last season and really liked his curve, so now he has that lie on his blade. This year he's using less flex now too. Also changed the color of his tape. Still has the unique tape job, however, and nearly paid off in his first of the year moments ago, Chris.
Close call there. Looking at it again, and now we'll get a look at the league power play that has already clicked 3 times this season on 8 attempts. Morgan Riley with his 100th career power play point in the last game. Setting it up with Nylander, Marner, Tavares, and Spezza. And Spezza holds on, being watched by Connor Brown. Nick Paul, the other penalty killer to start for the Sens. Pump back to Riley. Spezza down low in front. Nylander back into the slot. Marner! And it hit a stick and went high. And Marner took a high stick, I believe. And checking for blood and a penalty.
Not sure he's going to get the call. As good puck movement, maybe a little overpassing. I thought that chance there to see how late Forsberg was to get back to his post. But Nylander wasn't quite ready for the one-timer. Then the quick little play. There's the stick coming up after Marner's able to make that shot. Let's see, where does it ride up? Well, you can see it there. Down he goes, but no call made.
Leafs 2 third period power play goals to make things interesting on Thursday. Riley in the middle takes the shot. That one blocked and takes a bite out of Chris Tierney. And now Tierney able to swat it down, and limp to the bench. Minute gone in the Shabbat Minor. Riley sends it back, and now Marner onto the right side for Ritchie. It's Marner after it in the corner against Holden. Comes loose for Tavares, the centering play, and Ritchie took a whack at it. 2-on-1, back the other way. Here's Formanton, short-handed across, and in too deep there to make the play, and back the other way comes Ritchie with Marner and Engvall. Pierre Engvall right on. Loose puck, Bunting, and Forsberg stands tall. Michael Bunting looking for his first Leaf goal. Late stages of the power play. Sandin's shot doesn't get through. Jake Muzzin now out on the ice. Pierre Engvall. Power play goal against Montreal. A centering play for Bunting, and there's Formanton. Bunting trying to get it back. Engvall's on it. Here's Engvall shooting, and that hit Zaitsev in front. Muzzin in deep, back up top. Rasmus Sandin wide. Ricochets to Muzzin. Final minute of the period. Ottawa back at full strength. Jake Muzzin let it fly. And the Leafs able to retreat. Muzzin again down low. Bunting backhand. Loose in front. And that's chopped over top of the net as Muzzin had a chance on the rebound. Leafs extending the pressure here after the power play is done. Shabbat trying to clear. Can't do it. David Camp out of the corner. Leafs getting fresh people on the ice. It's Kerfoot back, and that shot off a skate in front. 20 seconds left in the period. Ottawa frantically trying to clear, but Muzzin's got it at the line. Rasmus Sandin across. Here's a shot deflected high and out of play, and the Senators needed that whistle.
Yeah, Zaitsev is over 2.5 minutes of just killing penalties and then now defending. But here is the odd man rush coming. Formanton trying to buy time. Looks like he was going to go backhand. The pass across goes back the other way. Engvall in alone. The one save here by Forsberg, and watch his defenseman almost pinches him off as he's trying to make the save. But Forsberg keeps that right shoulder up high enough. Zaitsev, though, that's a hard-fought shift of trying to just box out in front of the net. 2 minutes and 37 seconds for him.
2:08 for Alex Formanton.
It's a pretty good late recovery, though, for Forsberg. You got beat that one of Kerfoot under the arm, but a couple of big saves to keep it a 2-goal game going into the second.
Late stages of the period. Victor Mete will flip it along, down off the ledge. And the first period done. Shots 8-6. Wayne Simmons and Alex Kerfoot, the goal scorers. And the Maple Leafs on this first Saturday night of the season have a 2-0 lead through 20 minutes of play. Run of the gang in our first intermission coming up.
Looking for the Alex Kerfoot he saw in the playoffs last year. He thought back then he had lots of confidence. He wanted the puck, was looking to make plays, but said this morning he hasn't seen that quite yet. Kerfoot himself was asked about his Lions play so far and simply said, I think we can do better. So far tonight, they have been better and got rewarded with a goal there in the first, Chris.
And Kerfoot's been the Swiss Army knife. He's seen a lot of action in the preseason on the wing, but center here as long as Austin Matthews is unavailable, and we wonder if we'll see Austin Matthews on Monday against the New York Rangers.
Absolutely, and that is, I think, why Sheldon Keefe said when Tavares went down, he knew that he was relied upon. That's where Kerfoot got comfortable in that role and played arguably his best hockey.
So there's a Matthews and a Kachuk watch on when they will get back on the ice. Starting the second period, the shots 8-6 Toronto in the first period, and the Senators with just 2 shots from forwards in the opening 20.
Chris, going back to Matthews, I mean, Sheldon Keefe's kind of getting tired of answering the same question. He looks good, he's shooting well in practice, but what you also realize is how often with that wrist, you just all of a sudden turn and you bump into a guy or you get a cross check, and the amount of pressure that puts on that part of the wrist, I'm sure is part of the issue. When you watch him in practice and you say, yeah, he's shooting the puck well, he looks really comfortable. I think that's what they're just protecting him to make sure nothing like that happens.
And one of the little insights in the all or nothing, here's a play by Ritchie centering it across. In that series, Matthews describes how it happened in the first place with a little cross check. Connor Brown will dump it back into the Leaf zone. Pinto after it. Watching Marner there, it looks like he was
Fell awkwardly.
Yeah, it didn't look comfortable for a split second or two. As Liljegren finds Kerfoot. Kerfoot curls inside the line, able to hold the zone. Got it to Nylander. Now Sandin across, bunting. Nylander, who scored in each of the first 2 games for the first time in his career. That shot fired right on, and Zaitsev there to clear the rebound, and Tyler Ennis after it in the Leaf zone. There's Ennis sidestepping Sandin. Now turning away from Durbin in front. What a nifty piece of work from Tyler Ennis.
Well, Ennis has been a great fit, and DJ Smith was heaping praise. His first game, he scored a goal, and watch the little fake there. He just times it, thinking he's going to get the hit. Now a little stop back, and he does a nice job twice for Sandin. That's a shift that you want to get off the ice on. He missed him the first time, missed him the second time, but Campbell able to grab that one and get the face-off.
Defensive zone face-off means that David Kampf is likely to come out, and that's the case, although he gets waived. Kampf 5-1 tonight in the face-off circle, 60% coming in, and just about all of them have been in the defensive zone. Nick Holden sends it wide. Here's Josh Brown moving up. Former member of the Whitby Fury. Holden on the near side, bodied by Kasha. Dermott watched by Formanton. Flicking it ahead to Kasha. Holden seals the wall. By the way, Andre Kasha has played more minutes for the Leafs than he played all of last season. Already up around 35 minutes when he played 26 in an injury-filled campaign last year with Boston. Ennis ahead. Formanton unable to skate onto that. And Riley sends it ahead for Kasha. Plays it in wide of the net. DiMatteo will chop it into the corner, and the Leafs will complete a chain. Here comes Shabbat. With Logan Shaw, Shabbat shot off Riley and out.
Providing competitive odds on all sports. Sports Interaction is Canada's odds maker.
Well, there's Andre Kasha, who the Leafs are hoping can provide some secondary scoring, and everybody with their fingers crossed that he can
Stay healthy.
He can stay healthy. Off the boards, kept in. A pass for Batherson, and he miscued on that one-time attempt. Works him loose to Norris. Zub gets shot off the leg wide. And Wayne Simmons up for Amadio. And Spezza's. Zub got a stick on that. Glove down by Simmons. Leafs were unbeaten in the games that Simmons scored a goal last year in his first campaign with Toronto.
It's a big start to the third game of the season for him. First 2 games, Simmons, you know, his physical attributes, everyone talks about his ability to change the game, and he had gone through the first 2 games without one hit, and in that first period got a hit, got a goal, and as we were talking, get to that front of the net, get that inside position. He was side by side with Spezza, and Spezza took one of the guys, and he was ended up the open one and got the goal scoring started for the Leafs.
Simmons scored 5 in the first 12 last year, and then the broken wrist, and never really regained the form that we saw early. Jason Spezza, nice pass through. Riley hit the goal post. Morgan Riley off the rush. Comes close to the Leafs.
Great deception there by Spezza. Looked like he was going to dump it in, and ended up with the little support pass to Riley, who had jumped out.
Now Tavares hooks it in front. Marner fired it just wide. Marner with another good chance. Ritchie fires it across into Marner's corner. Now Tavares, a backhand. That's off Forsberg. Sanford pumped along the boards by Ritchie. Pinto around. And now it's Tavares centering it. It comes back. Munson right on. More pressure from this Tavares line. Ritchie after it along the end boards. And now Tavares heading off. And the Leafs making changes as Shabbat through center. Drops it off. That shot right on. And Shabbat tied up as he looked for the rebound by Travis Dermott.
That's a 2-minute shift for Shabbat and Zub. Zub got off. Shabbat stayed on and led the rush.
And Shabbat shot into the glove of Campbell, who will hold on.
Well, you think D jumping up on both sides. If you're thinking Ottawa, you think Shabbat, and on the other side, you think Morgan Riley. Watch this play by Spezza. Makes it look like he's going to dump it in. Gets the stick to the outside. Morgan Riley with that quick little release past the stick of Zub, and then Morgan Riley, or pardon me, Mitch Marner trying to go up and over the glove just a little bit too high. We've seen a couple of those by Marner early this season.
Got Nick Paul out with Tierney and Ennis. Sanford was with Brown and Pinto, and a stop there by Campbell. So DJ Smith is making some alterations in his lines.
Well, Chris, if any question mark about Jack Campbell has come in, here's his 6th period of hockey. He's only allowed 1 goal to this point, and obviously coming in Game 2 was unexpected. But right now, this is his 28th start of the last 35 games for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and his record to this point, 18-7-2. I mean, that's a starter type numbers, and he's been able to show, at least to this point, he can have starter type success with that kind of workload.
Well, Kyle opened the show talking about the marathon that the NHL season is, and that's the question. Campbell's never played more than 31 in a game.
Yep.
In a season, and we know he's going to be busy in the short term without Peter Mrazek. You could see he excels on Saturday night.
Yeah, he went out the big stage. You come here to Toronto, and Saturday night's always an amazing night to be on Hockey Night in Canada. And so far, last season was undefeated and got a 2-goal lead here in this one.
Nylander waved out, Kerfoot in, and he'll win the draw. Back to Brody. And Riley for Kerfoot. Nylander cruising behind the net, back up top. Riley looks for a shooting lane. And lost possession at the line. They'll have to re-rack at center under the pressure from Nick Paul. Josh Brown. Nylander got a stick on that. Now Bunting tying up Brown, and Kerfoot digs it out. At the point, but Liljegren unable to reach that. Approaching the 6-minute mark of this second period. Liljegren ahead, and now over the line of Matteo. Great pass, Spezza through, and he hit the side of the net there with one of those Spezza take shots.
I've seen that so many times, haven't you? Just got such a tough angle there by the time he was able to get around the stick that not much chance of getting that one angled into the net.
Now the Leafs stride back. Simmons will play it past Shabbat. Artem Zub along the boards. Stützle's pass broken up, but he gets it back and works his way ahead. Artem Zub redlining in for the Senators. Travis Dermott back. Sandin for Amadio. Now Amadio will flip it down into the Ottawa zone, and the Maple Leafs will start a change. Here's Brown getting it back into the Leaf zone. Centered it. And that out of the reach of Sanford. The Leafs will counter. Here's Nick Ritchie striding down his off wing. Taken out by Mete. Marner on it. And Tavares. Riley up high for Marner. Takes the shot wide. Riley moves in. Ritchie parked behind the net. In front. Great pass. Oh, did you see that? What a stop. Anton Forsberg. robbing John Tavares.
What a reflex play by Forsberg. Puck's coming from your left to your right. You know that Tavares, the left-hander, goes to the backhand. What a read and what a glove save to keep this a 2-goal game.
During last year's shortened season, that's kind of been the story for the majority of his NHL career. He has been down to the minors 20 times. He's been waived 5 times, traded a handful of times. He had a career-high 46 saves on Thursday. A few of them were 10-bellers, but none bigger than this one on the Maple Leafs captain moments ago, Chris.
Well, that will stand up as one of the best saves of the year. Even the goaltender was smiling about that one.
Yeah, you gotta like that. A little bit of a laugh to his teammates.
Leafs win the draw. Tavares back out there. Next point for him. 200 as a Maple Leaf. Marner in front. And that hit the traffic in front of Forsberg. Chopped back in by Muzzin. Leafs have to tag.
Chris, almost halfway through this game, it's a good sign if you're Sheldon Keefe. You've been able to keep Littlegren in this matchup with Jake Muzzin. There's a penalty there by Kelly as he got his stick up on Muzzin.
Alex Formanton on the ice for just his second shift of the period. And Parker Kelly headed off. Muzzin checking for damage.
Well, the one thing you know with Kelly is you're going to get full effort. He comes in flying, and then just the errant stick gets right underneath the chin as he's going, trying to lift his stick, thinking that Muzzin's going to put his stick in front. Instead, Muzzin goes with the arm to box him out, and an errant stick goes right up and under the chin.
So the Leafs to their second power play of the night. They had 9 power play goals in the first 7 games last year. 3 so far this season. What have you made of it?
I just think the confidence to get the puck moving without really delay. Quick puck movement side to side, up and down is going to be what opens up the lanes, what you need.
Down low, Tavares in front. Can't tuck it. Pass Forsberg. Marner retrieves, gets it back to Spezza, shooting, and Forsberg stops that. Looking sharp again here in this second period.
That was a tough read for Forsberg, too. You think of the game on Thursday, you had Spezza who drilled one up and over his glove. This time, Spezza looks like he tries to go halfway. Yeah, just a little bit under. And Forsberg actually had to move his glove downward, which is a tough thing to do for a goaltender. He can't quite get it quick enough. That time he was able to.
Spezza wins the draw, and the Leafs go right back to work. Nylander fired that high. Spezza moves down, and the puck cleared there by Mete with 30 seconds gone, and the Parker Kelly penalty.
And there's an example there of not a stagnant power play. Just a couple of quick puck movements and you attack the net, and that's something they've done pretty effectively to start.
A lot of focus on Mitch Marner's new role in the middle. Won't get a chance here as Connor Brown turns them back. Now Marner quickly ahead. Bunting dumped, and there's another penalty. The Leafs are going to get a 5-on-3 for 66 seconds as Zaitsev gets his stick in the skates.
Tough play for a defenseman, standing still at the line there. And just a smart play by Bunting. Reads the play and now just cuts back quickly. And there's the stick that misses the puck and goes right into the feet. And down goes Bunting. 1:06 of 5-on-3 time.
Well, a 5-on-3 for Montreal was a big story here in the season opener. And now Spencer Carberry will draw up a play, and DJ Smith needs a big kill to keep his team in it, maybe get some momentum.
Well, you mentioned back to the Leafs 5-on-3 that they killed against Montreal. The key was selective pressure. They pressured the entry, they pressured any time a player had their back, and they did it to perfection. And I'm sure that's the discussion for Jack Capuano of just anytime you get looking at a numbers, try to pressure down and get your good active stick to take away those one-timer chances that they're going to try to open up in a 5-on-3.
And the Leafs not sitting on a timeout here early. They take it with the lead and not even halfway through the game, but maybe a critical point in the game.
Kind of an interesting lineup, isn't it, with Ritchie getting in there. You think of how effective early on Jason Spezza has been on the power play. He's got a goal and assist on the power play to this point, but on this 5-on-3, probably the net front presence will be number 20.
So Connor Brown, Josh Brown, Nick Holden out for Ottawa. 3 skaters to 5. Brown went forward, but Nylander holds it in. And now the Leafs with about a minute of a 2-man advantage. Marner to Riley. Parked in front, Big Richie. Here's Tavares. Nylander fired right on. Loose puck in. Forsberg pounced on that.
So the only one-timer option you have there was for Nylander when you go down to Tavares. The far down on the other side is Marner, and there was no way that any pass was going to get across with all those bodies there. So you try the Nylander one, but Forsberg, most importantly, Chris, able to find that rebound and pounce on it.
And a face-off win by Brown, and Ottawa gets a big clear. Riley leads the charge, and back in comes Marner. Tavares slides off his stick, and he has to race across to make sure it doesn't leave the zone. Riley, one time, Nylander right on. Back up top to Riley, 20 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Here's Nylander again, one-time shot there by Tavares. And Forsberg comes across short side.
Another tough angle, one-timer there by Tavares. He tried to go up and over the glove, but Forsberg stayed high enough, got a piece of it with his arm.
Parker Kelly getting set to return. 7 shots so far on the power play. And out of the box is Kelly. And 47 seconds remaining in the second Ottawa penalty. So the Leafs 0 for 2 with Sandin. Brings them ahead, red line and in. Forsberg unable to knock that down. Bunting could get a stick on it. Engvall does. And now Spezza back out there on the power play. Bunting, Simmons to the front. Here's Engvall on the near side. Rasmus Sandin an assist in this game. And it's Spezza to Bunting. Sandin shoots it just wide. Engvall reloads for Sandin. Spezza over on that far side, and a rink wide pass. Broken up, and Nick Paul able to come up with it. And the Senators do get the penalty kill they needed.
And as always, the goaltender's always a big part of that. Forsberg, a couple of excellent saves, great mobility side to side to stop a good chance.
Leafs had 7 shots over those 2 power play opportunities, but couldn't put another dent in Forsberg. There's TJ Brodie stepping up. Stützle can't play it past him. Kosh off a leg. Comes to Muzzin. And Muzzin shot off the stick wide. Andre Kasha cycles it back behind the net. David Camp is there. Kerfoot out there with them after the power plays. And the Leafs trying to ham Ottawa back in their own zone. Camp on it. Now Kasha knocked it loose. Kerfoot trying to center it against Stützle. David Camp to the line. TJ Brodie. His shot off a leg, and well, maybe a chance for Stützle to break out the other way. Here's Stützle. Pass Brodie. Stützle's in! And a nice stop there by Campbell. Stützle's had a couple of chances here tonight.
That's the end of a minute shift for Stützle. He was deep in his own zone playing defense, had to battle down hard below, and suddenly able to get that explosion of speed. Talk about the feet and hands all working in unison. A little block there. Now fix opportunity. Watch this move through the legs. Another one around Brodie, in alone, and Campbell shuts the door.
Got past the midway mark of the second period. A chance for the Leafs to break it open, but Anton Forsberg had other ideas.
Well, you think of this year for Forsberg coming in, everyone thinking, okay, this is going to be the year Matt Murray gets in and gets his game back on track. You're kind of a surprise starter in game 1. You're excellent. You get the win. You get down here on the road 2-0 early, but he has been able to shut the door, especially on that 5-on-3. And at the other end, Jack Campbell just continues to weave his craft, and he's had another strong effort as well. Not the busier of the two, but excellent all around.
You stop off Stützle, otherwise the momentum is clearly behind Ottawa.
I love the story of goaltenders with, you know, a long path to be coming into this spot. You had a 29-year-old in Campbell getting his first opening night start. And at the other end, at 28, as Kyle mentioned, all the travels of Forsberg, he gets his first as well. Two great stories in the nets.
Jason Spezza wins a face-off in the offensive zone. Simmons around the net. Now Spezza back for Simmons. Amadio to the front. Simmons trying to center it. Spezza back on it. Best line, or best game for this fourth line for Toronto in their first three starts, but now Ennis is away. Ennis trying to skeet away from Simmons. Chris Tierney's on it. Sanford behind the net. Again, we've seen some different combinations for DJ Smith here tonight.
He seems to like Sanford up with that Tierney line and Ennis, and that's been the last little while throughout most of this period, especially.
Round check by Marner. Travis Dermott onto the left side. Rink wide. Ritchie off the skeet to Marner, who looked like he was getting loose. Shane Pinto deep in his own zone. Now it's bumped ahead. On the move is Connor Brown against Liljegren. Muzzin gets back in a hurry. Up ahead, Shabbat went to the bench, and Ottawa had too many men for a short time there as Liljegren moves it around. And now, a good stick there by Liljegren. Looked like Pinto might have been pulling away.
His partner Muzzin pinched in, wasn't able to get it. That was a good read to make sure you get back and break that one up. Would have been an odd man rush going the other way.
Liljegren played with Muzzin during a lot of camp and in a preseason game against Montreal. One of the reasons Sheldon Keefe put him there and tried to keep the pairings as set as possible.
You know, with Hall gone, then you're not affecting two of your pairs, only the one. And as I mentioned, Liljegren's done a good job of getting through almost all this period of doing so.
So under 6 minutes remaining here in the second. Shots are 20-11, Toronto.
Jason Spezza winding back the clock Thursday. Perhaps he was destined for stardom since birth. When he was a year old, his parents took him to a contest down at the old O'Keefe Center to be the baby featured on the poster of the musical Baby, and Spezza won. So that led to doing some commercial opportunities. He was featured on some billboard and print ads. His dad Rito told me when he was 6 or 7 years old, he took him to an audition, looking around at all the kids waiting for their turn, looked at his son and asked, "Do you really want to do this?" Jason said, "Nah, let's go." And so it's been hockey ever since.
Oh, baby. The dressing room might have some fun with that.
Oh, will they ever? Boy, it hardly looks like him, though, doesn't it? It's exactly the same smile.
Now 38 years of age and still going strong. Here's Nylander along with Kerfoot. Watched by Zub, punting behind the net. Former Scarborough Young Bruin. And a chance for Nylander off the side of the net. Another good look for 88. Trying to get it to Bunting. Back for Brody, and it's knocked away by Batherson. Riley skates away from Batherson. Headmans the puck to the Leafs. We're in a change. Now it's Stützle back in. Thomas Chabot had a roll off his stick. Kicked away by Campbell. But that little fumble of the puck might have caused Chabot a grade A chance.
Another great play by Stützle, though. You can see just his ability. That puck follows him around, a couple of quick moves with his stick, and he made a pass that just bounced a little bit on Chabot.
Well, here's Formanton out on the fourth line again for DJ Smith, along with Logan Shaw and Parker Kelly. After it, deep in the Toronto zone. Engvall up the boards. David Camp unable to force it out, but Engvall there. It's an area where he made that errant pass 2 nights ago, but this time makes sure. Goes in on the forecheck. Here's Rasmus Sandin, firing it across. Oh, that tipped just wide by Kasha. Just a little bit too hot for Kasha to get it to the net. Dermott now fires it, and that's cut off. Parker Kelly him, but Logan Shaw able to work it out and send it down into the Leaf zone. Rasmus Sandin ahead. Simmons at the Ottawa line. Bumped by Brown. Holden with an outlet, and back comes Pinto. Shane Pinto trying to get away from Simmons. That pass doesn't work, but stays in. Pinto fired, and Campbell got a bit of the paddle on that. Now Liljegren lost it to Brown, who gets the shot off, and Jack Campbell again with the stop, and Pinto not going to get moved easily from the front of the net by Jake Muzzin.
Scan your PC Optimum app on your next purchase for a chance to win 1 million points.
Scan to win.
Chris, you mentioned Andre Kase trying to get something going offensively. This is through the legs. You can see the long reach. He just didn't get enough on it to get it towards the net enough. And what a little stick move there by Brown, but Campbell able to shut the 5-hole, hold on, and there was Sanford battling in front, trying to get to that loose puck. Connor Brown had 5 of his career-high 21 goals last season against these Maple Leafs, his former team.
6 in 13 career games, always brings his best against his former team. Here's Stützle back to the attack. 3 minutes left in the second. Stützle in the corner. Laid back for Chapot, right on. A loose puck in front. And Norris unable to get it to the net. We've got a penalty, though. And it's going against Toronto.
Well, this line again, just offensive zone time, and it seems like the puck's just following Stützle around. What I like about him is in tight corners, he's able to use his hands so effectively. Here down low, just gets a little bit of time away from Brody, gets it back to the point, and in the front of the net there at the top of your screen, you saw the cross check in the high slot, and it's Ritchie who goes off.
So the second power play of the night for the Ottawa Senators. We're 3 for 30 against the Leafs last year in the 9 meetings.
This line only had 30-second shift, and so that's why they stay out. Remember the last time they'd been a little longer and the second unit came out to start.
There's David Camp winning another faceoff, now 7-1 in the faceoff circle for the Leafs tonight. Batherson over the line. Norris watched by Muzzin. Liljegren out there in a penalty-killing role for the Leafs. Batherson after it. Ennis couldn't center. Batherson does. Wide open score. Josh Norris has Ottawa on the board.
For a couple of battles down low that the Senators were able to keep the puck alive. Really aggressive penalty killing. You saw at 1.4 Toronto Maple Leafs behind the line. Good job of Batherson. And then Liljegren holds up Ennis. But watch this hesitation. Norris, you got to think the mind of Campbell is to get across the net as quickly as he can and get down. Well, he slides down. Now he's got to wait and hesitate. And Norris just forced him to start getting back up again and found the 5-hole on Campbell, just a little bit off balance there. It's such a bang-bang play. Your instincts as the goaltender has to be get across and expect a one-timer. Norris able to hold on to it and just deftly slide that one through the 5-hole.
Third in rookie scoring last year with 17 goals and 35 points. And a bright future ahead for Josh Norris, who had an overtime game winner against the Maple Leafs last year. So it's game on after the Leafs had a 2-0 lead. They had a territorial edge in play, a 5-on-3 power play, but now it's just a 1-goal lead. TJ Brody. Morgan Riley back to Brody. He sends it in behind the net. Bunting's there. Michael Bunting looking for Nylander. That doesn't work, and Nick Cole's on it. 90 seconds remaining in the second period. Up past Paul, and now behind the Leaf net.
There's another assist for Ennis. I thought he did an excellent job of tying up Liljegren and keeping that puck alive to get it across.
Well, he's given that power play a little bit of a spark. Here's Connor Brown. DJ Smith said Tyler Ennis the kind of guy that plays his best when he's confident, and he gets his confidence from excelling on the power play. Moves in front. Ritchie took a whack at it.
And that wasn't there for him in Edmonton last year.
That was exactly what DJ Smith was talking about. Not a lot of open spots on that power play.
No, there weren't, and they pretty much are there for the entire 2 minutes as well.
Now Marner looks for Tavares, has had a bunch of chances. Marner swings it across for Sandin. Half minute left here in the second period. Rasmus Sandin off an Ottawa Senator, didn't get to the net. And here's Connor Brown dumping it back into the Leaf zone. Both teams making their last changes of this period. Engvall trying to wind it up here. Sends it in from the red line, and Forsberg doesn't want to hold it and get a face-off. Here's Batherson, nearly had a break. Campbell out, and it goes in. And it is a goal for Drake Batherson. Off his skated in, and the game is tied.
Boy, a couple things here as Batherson just took off. I'm sure what Sheldon Keefe will be looking at two things. Was it an actual kick, or did it just hit his foot? And a really close call at the line, too, as Batherson did a pretty good job of trying to time himself. He wasn't able to get that pass off the bank. Let's have a look. Is he offside? Yes. And I think that's exactly, the timing was so fast that a quick little turnaround, a bank pass, he had to adjust his route, and so close, and no kicking motion, it just did go right after him. But this is going to be offside.
By Toronto to determine if the play was offside at the blue line prior to the goal.
And look at Batherson down there as he watched that. The puck just hit right off the rebound. A poke check by Campbell off the back skate, but this one I think is coming back on the offside.
Remember Alex Formanton with a buzzer beater that ended up the game winner at the end of the first period. Here with 5 seconds left, that's close.
Look at that. Talk about the game of inches. That is incredible, just how close the blade is on the blue. But it's over there. Man,
just
if you
beyond it.
I mean, Batherson, to his credit, he was in an awkward position as he was going backwards and trying to turn to forward and get his momentum going towards the goal.
It's interesting watching Batherson immediately. There's the other side. This is an angle the Situation Room will be using as well. But Batherson immediately started looking at the score clock and the replay.
Well, how about the late goals? You go back to Thursday, you had a power play goal with 1:02 left in the first period, and then a goal with 0.6 seconds that gave Ottawa that momentum and ended up being the game winner. But boy, that is just razor thin, isn't it? And remember, it has to be a definitive example to overturn, but I don't think I've seen too many that close.
Leafs had one successful challenge of an offside play on a goal last year. Hoping they can have a successful challenge here. We'll get another blue line camera look. And they're taking their time with this.
Hardly ever. So that there's half a puck that's on the blue there, and it looks like that blade is over the blue already.
After reviewing the play, it was determined that it was offside. Therefore,
Though it's still 2-1, they readjust the clock to 8.3 seconds remaining in the period.
And what works against the Senators as well, everyone's saying look at how close it was, because it was a long pass offside. It comes all the way down into the zone as well. So now Toronto has a last second face-off here to try to create something.
An incredulous smile from Drake Batherson, who thought he tied it up. And the Leafs win the draw. Morgan Riley to the net. And that one chipped up onto the screen as the Leafs come close.
Well, what a turn of events that would have been, but it's just an excellent read here, an aggressive move by Riley as he looks up. Everybody's gone to the middle of the ice. Brown, the defenseman, gets caught up high, so he takes it hard to the net and ends up with that deflected shot going up and over Forsberg and out of play.
So 1.6 to go in the period. Spezza against Norris, the 38-year-old against the 22-year-old sophomore. Spezza go right to the net here.
Oh, they're checking on the time. There's 1.6. Is there going to add anything? Doesn't appear. Oh, 2.6. That's a big difference.
So that
you can go back
things.
now. Back to Tavares and probably either across to Nylander or over to Marner.
Puck dropped in. It comes to Tavares. Marner right on at the horn. A glove stop by Anton Forsberg. Well, an interesting finish to the period. One that Greg Batherson thought he had equalized. But through 40 here at Scotiabank Arena, Maple Leafs with a 2-1 lead. We get set for the second intermission with Ron McLean.
The battle for Earth continues in the thrilling sci-fi drama War of the Worlds. New season Wednesday at 8 on CBC and CBC Gem. The Battle of Ontario continues. Toronto leading by a goal to start the third. Chris and Craig.
Yes, Kyle, second of 4 meetings this year. Their next will be on New Year's Day. And the only time this year the Leafs will have a home-and-home series. There's one other for Ottawa in April against Detroit. We're getting set for a string of games against U.S. opponents coming up.
Connor, being in the same city for 3 straight. I think players in some ways liked that early, but it got a little bit old of playing the same team over and over again. So it'll be a welcome change.
No icing on the play. Riley going back to get it. Wayne Simmons opened the scoring tonight. Alex Kerfoot also scoring for the Leafs. Josh Norris in that second period cut the Leaf lead in half. Artem Zub behind the net. John Tavares comes out along with Ritchie and Marner. Tavares with 4 shots in the game and some grade A chances against Anton Forsberg. Jake Muzzin. Pinto there for the Senators along with Nick Paul. And out of the scrum, Brown nearly had a chance. Pinto, Paul, and Brown back together here in the third period. Brown plays it around to the left point for Mete, and now here's Zaitsev moving up. That shot blocked by Muzzin, and Marner's away. Maybe a 3-on-1 break. Marner with Ritchie and Tavares shooting it high. And that puck out of play as the Leafs get an early chance here in the third.
You saw Forsberg just give Zaitsev a tap on the rear end. Here's why. He's the one that gets caught here. He's unable to get it deep. Can't make the play, but he does a good job of continuing back to the front of the net. And in the end, it's his stick right there that gets in the way of Tavares. Marner's got his head up the whole way, allows that seam to open up, and then bang, right on it. Never allows that shot to get into the goaltender.
If you're scoring at home, they've taken away the assist. Michael Bunting was credited earlier in the game on the Kerfoot goal. Bunting, Kerfoot, and Nylander out right now. Here's Bunting, and Tierney comes back to take it away. Nylander knocks down a puck just under the shoulder, and Sandin unable to get that to the net. Here's Tierney. The Keswick product. Up ahead it goes. Josh Brown will bounce it in. Travis Dermott got it knocked away by Ennis, but Rasmus Sandin's away. On to the right side for Bunting. Leafs start a change, and Josh Brown's got a little time. Out comes Amadio, Spezza, and Simmons. And here comes Formanton, checked at the line, and the Leafs counter. Chipped in by Amadio. Simmons takes it off the stick of Shabbat. Over to Riley. His shot right on, gloved and held by Forsberg. Well, Pepsi celebrates hockey fans. We live for this. And great to have the fans back in the building here tonight on the first Saturday night of Hockey Night in Canada for a new season.
Players to a man have been just remarking on what a difference it is and how great it is to have the energy back in the buildings. And as a player, that always gives you that little extra boost. Doesn't matter if you're on the road or if you're at home. It's just the noise and the atmosphere makes a huge difference.
Spence has made a difference in the face-off circle tonight, 9-3. But it's Logan Shaw prevailing that time in the defensive zone. And the Senators send it out. Riley blows a tire in the Leaf zone. It'll come back to the line. Here's Zub shooting, and that block looked like it hit Riley in front. Amadio sends it ahead for Simmons. Wayne Simmons chips and chases. Trying to get it for Spezza. Amadio shooting right on, and Forsberg will hold that against the crest.
Supporting Canadians and communities for over 120 years, Desjardins, a financial group committed to being there when it counts.
Chris, on Thursday night, Forsberg was faced with 25 shots from the Leafs in the third period alone. 2 power play goals got by him. Here he looks up with a 2-1 deficit. He knows he doesn't have a mistake to give now and hopes he's been able to keep his team in this game and allow them a chance to come back.
That 30 game starts with Chicago back in the 17-18 season.
Now, one thing DJ Smith said was his work ethic and his fitness really allowed him. Even though he had 48 shots, he said he didn't wilt. You know, and the game gets long and you get those long stretches. 25 shots in a period is a lot of looking around bodies and trying to track the puck. And he said his fitness level is so high that his play didn't drop off and his reflexes stayed as sharp. And I would say he's been able to battle hard here to keep his team in it.
Robin Lehner had 53 saves. That's the Senators' record. Speaking of Senators goaltenders, well, Craig Anderson 2-0 out of the chute for the Buffalo Sabres, the early Atlantic Division leaders. Emphasis on early. There's the Ottawa goal scorer, Josh Norris, getting things set up and deferring to Shabbat. Matherson's on the move. Nylander's headed to the bench as they try and spring Stützle, and offside is called.
That was a nice play by Stützle trying to chip that one by, but he proceeded that puck through. So it's not an icing, just a offside. You can see the long stretch. He's pointing. He wants it in this area. Liljegren tries to cover him off, but no question that puck came in after the body of Stützle. He thought they were wrong on it, obviously, by that look.
Here's TJ Brody and Morgan Riley on the move. Riley into the Ottawa zone, looked in the slot for Tavares. Marner will swat it around, and it comes to Riley. 248 career assists for the Leaf defenseman. And back to 44 at the line. Brody fired it off target. Tavares after the game, Josh Brown. And away with the puck is Nick Paul. Right wing pass for Brown, broken up. Marner dashing back. He's got a lane to the net. And Forsberg to stop. Rebound loose in front. And Shane Pinto there. Mitch Marner and John Tavares have had their chances, haven't been able to buy one yet.
And there's that just athleticism getting across with that left toe. As I think Mitch Marner thought he had waited long enough. They outweight the goaltender to get it around him.
Sanford looks to center. Chris Tierney stopped by Kemp, and Travis Dermott looks up ice. Onto the right side for Kasha. Engvall skates onto it. Sights up watching him. Engvall stays on the puck along the boards, and now Victor Mete, former Toronto Junior Canadian. Mete will play it high, and now Ennis has got a break. 2-on-1 with Sanford. Ennis across, and good defensive play there by Travis Dermott. Ennis behind the net, working it back to the line for Mete. Deep again for Ennis. Campbell poked it right onto the stick of Ennis and had to make a stop off the former Leaf. Now Tierney to the line. Pressure from the Senators. And Tierney's shot hit the post. That one through the traffic and off the far post.
Well, that's one that Campbell kept that play alive instead of trying to get it, absorbing it in and get a face-off, and it almost cost him.
Muzzin stops up the Shabbat rush. Stützle at center. He lost it to Muzzin, and now he'll counter along with Simmons. Simmons after it on the forecheck as Shabbat sends it around. It bounced past Spezza. Found by Batherson. He lost it. Now Matteo. Spezza. Simmons side of the net. And a stop there by Forsberg. Perfectly positioned short side. And now a chance here for Norris, and it ramps off the stick and out of play.
What a game, really opening up some end-to-end action, some turnovers, create opportunity. In alone as Marner tries to reach around, gets it off the side of the net. Ennis, great patience to the outside. How about Dermott getting that stick in a second effort? A one-time shot by Tierney gets deflected through and off the post and out. It's still a one-goal game.
Season of Dragon's Den, starting Thursday at 8 on CBC and CBC Gem. What a shout out to your old partner watching. I thought he might be on the 19th hole, but watching with his grandchildren.
A great opportunity on a Saturday night for Jim finally to settle in with his granddaughter Millie and grandson Jim.
Great stuff. Great play, Houston. Here's Nylander onto the right side for Riley. Drake Batherson for Norris, stopped up Tavares. Slowed down that attack. And played back into the Ottawa zone. Artem Zub around. And now Nick Holden will get things organized. 7:20 gone, third period. Up ahead at center, and that stopped at the Leaf line, and Muzzin will play it back into Senators ice. Wayne Simmons from the corner. A goal scored tonight to Muzzin at the line. It bounced in front. And the Senators find it, dump it ahead, and Connor Brown was nearly away. Lillard got back in time. Brown from the corner finds it again. Ennis can't get the shot through. Now two Leafs are out. It's a 2-on-1. Kerfoot and Bunting, and Mete got back. Bunting scores his first Maple Leaf goal.
What an effort by Bunting to stop up and give himself a little bit of a separation between he and Mete. Here's the chance at one end that goes the other. So Mete's top of your screen trying desperately to get back, and he overruns it a bit, but that little step by Bunting stopped up, took two quick strides. You're thinking goal here, trying to support Kerfoot as it goes from one side to the other. A stop up, two quick moves, and then right underneath the glove is Bunting. His reaction, first goal as a Maple Leaf, a great moment, and nothing but smiles going to the bench on that one.
Ben Mumlinda smiling too, and he had a lot of family and friends here for his debut in a Leaf uniform on Wednesday night against Montreal, and already there's some 58 jerseys in the building. Michael Bunting, the first to wear 58 as a Maple Leaf, and enjoying his first Maple Leaf goal here tonight.
And Chris, if he just stops up and tries to shoot, he probably doesn't get that goal. It's that ability to create that little separation, change the angle on Forsberg, and he did it perfectly, and he gets his first.
Well, the Leafs needed a little separation because Ottawa's been hanging around here, and they come close again. That shot just wide. Artem Zub bouncing it through, and Alex Formanton's on it. Plays it to the near side corner. Into their own zone. Parker Kelly for Shabbat. Thomas Shabbat playing it to the net, knocked down by Amadio, and now Spezza on the tape for Simmons. He'll flip it down on the backhand into the Senator zone. Amadio and Shabbat hit the deck. 7:57 the time of the goal, and Alex Kerfoot has his second point of the night.
Yeah, talk about a challenge from your head coach this morning, and Kerfoot with a goal and assist. Lilgren gets his first opportunity to play, and he's involved with that one, chipping that one up ice to create that odd man rush.
William Nylander back in his own zone with TJ Brody back for Nylander too far. That's icing against the Leafs.
I mentioned the slow starts in the first two games for the Leafs, getting outscored 4-1 coming in, but the third period they have been able to generate some offense. They were 3-0 in the goal scoring department coming into this one, but that goal is such an important one at the halfway mark of this period.
Face off to the right to Jack Campbell, controlled by the Maple Leafs, and bunting out through center. Here's Kerfoot following up, and knocked off his stick. And Thomas Shabbat starts back. Shabbat with 26-17 in the opening game of the year, and DJ Smith trying to keep his minutes to around 26. Here's Riley centering it. Bunting can't reach that. And a quick turn by Batherson. Here's Batherson over the line with Pinto. Tied up by Marner defensively. Pinto across. Victor Mente tipped in front. And Batherson thwarted by Jack Campbell in tight. But there's Michael Bunting, who has expanded the Maple Leaf lead. A youngster from Scarborough, now a Leaf hero.
First ever GMC AT4 lineup. Well, Michael Bunting comes from a competitive family, but Michael is on another level, according to his mom, Linda. As for the habit of getting under the opponent's skin, his mom would always have the same conversation with him in the car after games. Why does it always have to be you in the middle of everything? Even now, she admits she doesn't love watching it, but Linda was at the home opener. She was in Ottawa Thursday and in the house again here tonight, and you know she loved watching that, her son's first as a Leaf, Chris.
That's quite a moment for a young guy that most of his childhood was a Double-A player. Played high school at Cardinal Newman. And then very late in his, as a midget player, a 16-year-old, got a chance to play Triple-A and has made the most of it ever since.
Don't you think just the confidence last year of getting into 21 games and able to find the back of the net 10 times?
Here Engvall back to the attack. Riley across. Brody in deep. David Kemp had it hop over his stick, but Engvall there in support. Riley shot through traffic right on. There's Shabbat finding the rebound ahead of Engvall, and that will end the Leaf shift. And the Senators start to change as well. Ottawa at home against Dallas tomorrow. And Maple Leafs Monday against the New York Rangers. And finally, fresh meat for both teams. Amadio off the boards. It'll be kept in by Zaitsev. That hit Formanton. Formanton comes up with it. Now Connor Brown bouncing puck. Norris, Brown, Formanton. So DJ Smith is shuffling the deck, and it's turned over. Formanton's in. Brown to the net, and Campbell stops that. There's a chance for Ottawa to get right back in it. Spezza steers it deep. Both teams make changes. Under 8 minutes left now in the third.
That was one time where Lilgren unable to control that puck, and that created the 2-on-1. But his job of just leaving the shooter to the goaltender. Campbell able to take on Formanton.
Sanford, Paul, and Ennis now for DJ Smith. Josh Brown shot, tipped wide the net. Here's Sanford on it. Jack Sanford bumped behind the net. The former St. Louis Blue Working in deep, but now the Leafs able to move it ahead as Kerfoot flips it out to center. Glove down there by Holden. Brought back by Nick Paul. A Michael Bunting teammate for Team Canada at the World Championships when they won gold. Here's Ennis. From the corner, back to Brown at the line. Josh Brown shooting, and that glanced off the glove of Campbell. And a centering pass intercepted by Nylander. He'll start back with Bunting. Nylander can't slide it through. Josh Brown denies the pass. Stutzle and Batherson try to get it going, and it's offside at the Toronto line.
Well, turnover at your own line creates the odd man rush. Pass across here by Simmons, unable to control in the feet of Liljegren. So now you've got a 2-on-1. A nice job, though. Just leave the shooter, take away any chance of the pass. Muzzin gets back there effectively to not allow any chance of getting that over to Connor Brown.
Shots are 29-20 Toronto. Bunting in the third has made it 3-1. Stutzle from an angle with that shot just wide. He's been dangerous tonight and has it again. Back to Shabbat shooting, and that deflects off target. Zook for Batherson. TJ Brody for the Leafs. And Marner trying to get it out, does. Ritchie hands it off to Tavares. Jumping with him is Riley. Tavares lost an inch along the boards, and now Ottawa will start back. Stutzle turns it back, and now Shabbat ahead. Senators changing behind him as he flipped it over the glass and into the crowd. So just under 6 minutes remaining in the third.
That at the same time, the Winnipeg Jets looking for their first win of the season. They are in San Jose to face Erik Karlsson and the San Jose Sharks on Sportsnet West and City. After Hours with Scott Oak is back. Chris, first guest of the season, former Maple Leaf Zach Hyman.
Looking forward to all of it tonight.
Great to see Scott Oak back in that role.
Nobody does it better.
No, absolutely.
Under 6 minutes remaining here. 3-1 the score. The Leafs with the lead. Engvall, Kemp, and Kasha out against Formanton, Brown, and Pinto. Shabbat up for Pinto to be kept in by Liljegren. Then off Pinto and out. Here's Engvall working his way back in. Long shot over the net. Kerfoot battling along the boards. A goal and an assist for Kerfoot tonight. Here's Shane Pinto, who will be in the Calder Trophy conversation this year based on what we saw in training camp. Puck cleared, and Bunting's on that. Riley jumps up. Michael Bunting with a move to the net, and a good stick there by Forsberg to knock the puck just off the blade. And Bunting got dumped, and the fans wanted a call.
Oh, nothing like scoring a goal to get your confidence. He showed a lot of patience there, didn't he? A deft move, and could have been a call made.
Josh Norris back, but lost the handle. Bunting had a hat trick in a preseason game against the Senators. I think you'll remember tonight's goal even more.
Yeah, I think a little bit more than the exhibition for sure.
Wayne Simmons lost it there to Ennis, but helping out is Brody. Off Spezza and out at center ice. Simmons trying to skate onto it, and on it, but the play is offside. Well, the new series kicks off tomorrow night. Watch Heartland at 7, The Great Canadian Baking Show at 8, and A Suitable Boy at 9 on CBC and CBC Gem.
You see Michael Bunting there talking to the ref. He said, well, okay, what happened there? He took a quick look back, and that little fake, great footwork, and then a hard cut to the net that the stick of Zaitsev goes on top there. He wanted a call, didn't get it. Almost had a really good chance at the net there with a nifty move.
Leafs control the draw. Dermott sends it in. Ritchie on the forecheck. In behind the net. Ritchie tied up with Holden. Ritchie trying to dig it out with Marner there. Nick Holden and Josh Brown for the Senators. Puck loose along the boards. Tierney put it right in front, and Forsberg tries to sweep it away. Batherson trying to get away against Sandin. They both go down, and play continues. Here's Tierney behind the net. Tierney in front. Batherson, Stützle. He missed the target. Excuse me, that was Artem Zub in deep, and he slapped his stick in disgust. Stützle covering at the point for him. Mete. There's Stützle. Marner tracking him. Batherson up high. Can't get it to the net, and Ritchie knocks it away. A chance for the Senators here with just over 3 minutes left.
Well, that was one with Batherson. I think you could have called penalty on both the defender and the offensive player. And at the end, just a great play at the net that, you're right, Zub, I thought had half a net and put it right up and over.
Zub seals the boards and prevents a clear by Engvall. Brody will try the other side off Kasha and down the ice, and that one is icing as it goes through the crease.
There's the battle out of the corner. Good heads-up play by Tierney. He takes the Sandin attack over. Yeah, just shanked it wide. Look at Zub. He was frustrated with himself. Right-handed shot there. Tried to get it in and ended up going wide. And with 2:48 down by 2, DJ Smith with the icing, forced to put his goaltender out, get the extra attacker.
Leafs have won 65% of the draws tonight, but a rare loss for David Kampf. 6 on 5. Ottawa trying to get within 1. That shot whipped wide of the net. Shabbat. Holden on the point. Stützle's on the ice, and Brody can't clear. Kept in by Shabbat. Norris with a shoulder check. Looks for Connor Brown. Spun there by Engvall. Back for Norris. The centering pass off the back of the net. And Kampf with a backhand. Holden able to keep it in for Ottawa. Stützle along the boards. And Kasha finally on the third try gets it past Holden and out. Leafs get a change. Shabbat brings Ottawa back in. A centering play, and Campbell got a stick on that. Bunting taken down by Holden, but able to clear. Under 2 minutes remaining. And fresh troops arriving. Shabbat stays out though, and here's Artem Zub handing it off to Ennis off the bench, along with Tierney, Pinto, and Sanford. Played around for Bunting. Can't get it past the pinching defenseman Shabbat. Now they'll try the near side, and Zub's got it. Zub sidesteps Nylander, gets it back from Shabbat, firing it, and that missed the target through a maze of players. And now Bunting up ahead looking for Nylander. And the puck bounces into the Ottawa bench.
All kinds of traffic and bodies in front of Campbell there, and all Ottawa was trying desperately to do. Remember, Ottawa has an opportunity to take their time out as Toronto had used theirs earlier, but 4 guys in front of the net, and that shot goes wide, and Jared Dorian looking on, and DJ Smith now needs to draw up something quickly and get a quick one to make this one interesting down the stretch.
Again, if you joined us late, a goal taken off the board on a successful offside challenge by the Maple Leafs on a very close play at the line for Drake Batherson.
Yeah, I can't remember seeing too many that were closer than that, especially with the new rule of your foot can be up, but Drake's was just centimeters over the line as that puck hadn't quite tracked. And you can see Forsberg on the bench go, I got to go in now. We got a center ice face-off, so.
Just one more look at how close that was.
And just a desperation play by Batherson at the end that a poke check by Campbell ended up going off his leg and back in the net. And instead of being a tie game going to the third, it was a 2-1 lead for the Maple Leafs.
Stützle's pass intercepted by Kampf, who's out there centering along with Tavares and Marner here. And a pass for Batherson. And Norris a backhand. Campbell with the stop, his 20th save of the night.
Boy, Ottawa almost got a break there where it hit the linesman's skate, and that created the turnover. Batherson trying to draw the defender, Riley to the outside, makes a nice pass through the stick, and a desperation play by Brody forces Norris to rush his shot a little bit on the backhand, and Jack Campbell, like he has been, he's got 20 saves on the night here, and that one an easy one with the backhand.
John Tavares wins his 12th draw in 18 tries tonight. Morgan Riley there, Stützle after it, Pinto, Norris stay out, net empty, 6 attackers and not enough for icing. Batherson winds it up. Just over 40 seconds left in the third. Red line it in for Ottawa. Jake Muzzin in the corner. He'll try and kill some time. And the puck comes out for Marner. And Camp gets it to center. Tavares on the other side. On the backhand, empty net. Hit the post. Kind of sums up the night for John Tavares in a goal-scoring way. Mitch Marner may be a chance, and he can't beat Shabbat. So the two guys that have been a little bit snake-bit tonight are thwarted in the empty net.
Oh boy, you got a chance to get the 0 off the board for both of them. And another
chance, and that one bounced wide. It won't matter, because this one's going to finish 3-1 Toronto. So Jack Campbell with another win, 20 stops in a 3-1 victory for the Maple Leafs. Now let's head to Detroit. Canucks and Red Wings. Here's John Shorthouse and Corey Hurst.